Kev, listen, mate, so great to have you here. As you say, this night sold out. I know we had to postpone it once. I thought we was going to fucking have to do it again, Kev, to be honest, mate. But no, everyone's patient. We're looking forward to seeing you, mate. How you been?
Good, yeah, good. Obviously, got a call in the summer just with England going there. So we've been at SGP this week for to do the under-20s. So Paul Nevin, who used to be our coach, who went to Strasbourg with Patrick Vieira, he obviously dropped down from Gareth's team, if you like, and he took the under-20s and he asked me to go in there. So been busy doing that. I've done a couple of Q&As in and around Nottingham. I live in Nottingham now, so there's a couple of people who asked me to do that, and then doing a bit of media stuff. So yeah, keep myself busy and hoping to get back in.
When you said you got a call in the summer from England, I thought you was going to go and play.
Well, yeah, to be fair, when I was watching them, I was thinking, fucking hell, I could have definitely got a cap now.
At least we have scored a goal.
Yeah.
But no, look, let's go back. I mean, you started at Bolton in a youth career. You know, great career with Bolton, moved to Newcastle. Before we talk about when you joined West Ham, I want to talk about you as an away player. You obviously played at Upton Park a few times. I've said this many a times. You was one of them players that you hated but you loved. You wanted them at your club because you used to win the midfield battles, score goals against us. And what was it like playing at Upton Park as an away player?
I loved it because it always reminded me of home. You know, like when you play at Goodison and you play at Anfield, Upton Park always felt that similar. You knew you were going and the crowd were going to be fucking horrible to you, and you were thinking, yeah, come on, today you've got to get up for it. And that was the nicest thing, you know, because you're on the pitch, you know, like you're not going to really get hurt, so you can give it a bit, you know what I mean? And I really enjoyed playing at Upton Park for West Ham and obviously against, because we had some good games there, and I was in some really good sides there as well. So especially the Bolton years, you know, I remember scoring and Gary Speed and Kevin Davis and all them types and JJ and then obviously the Tevez era for West Ham. Then, you know, remember him putting one over my head and into the top corner when I was standing in the wall going, you little bastard. So yeah, some really good memories, you know, and when I got the call, it was incredible.
I mean, you played for Newcastle. You got you come up through the Championship with Newcastle, had a good year in the Premier League, and then West Ham had a shit season. We got relegated under Avram Grant, finished bottom. The club was in a mess. Avram got the same. Big Sam come in. What made you want to drop from the Premier League to come and join West Ham? Yeah,
well, it was strange because obviously I'd like to just going back a bit. Going to Newcastle, you expect sort of. We had like fucking Michael Owen, Damien Duff, Mark Viduka, Nicky Butt, you know, all these like, so, you know, these lads who you're thinking, yeah,
we had Frederick Pickey on. Bell tell
I can't say anything. I played with Fred. He was a good lad. But yeah, so but we went down. You know what I mean? And so I'd seen that, and I'd seen because what was going on inside the club wasn't good enough. So going down sometimes is probably the best thing to happen to get the club to sort of reset and go again. And then I go into the Premier League and I scored 12 goals that year. It was one of my best outputs actually, and I was really in a good moment and feeling good. Got an ankle injury. It was my third ankle up on my right ankle, and I was on my way. I got a phone call from my agent. Just said we'd agreed a 2-year deal with another extra 2 years on me, 2 years at Newcastle. So I was like, yeah, perfect. On my way to getting my ankle up, they took the deal off the table. So I was like, all right, okay, that's fucking nice, isn't it? Yeah, typical Mike Ashley, you know what I mean? Fucking Cockney. But not a fucking East End one. So he's not a man of his word.
We don't claim him, mate. We don't claim him.
You don't want him, don't worry. Nah, he's all right, Mike. I got on really well with him. But yeah, he took it off. Anyway, I'm in Dubai and I get a call from my agent again, and with my wife, kids. My little boy was born up in Newcastle, so we're getting like really, you know, interested. We're joining the community. You know, everybody in the community sort of knows us. We're living in a nice place. We're away with Steve Harper, who's obviously played for Newcastle for 20 years, and his wife, his kids, they're all getting on. And I get a phone call and they say, my agent says, Big Sam's going to go in at West Ham. And I went, right. And he went, he wants to take you with him. And I went, okay. And he said, all right, that's it. And I went, yeah. I said, it's West Ham. I said, and I want to work with Big Sam, and these fuckers have just tried to do me over, and so we'll go there, yeah. And you know, so it just within 2 weeks of me being so pissed off with what had happened and knowing that I was going back, I'd had an opportunity to come to such a fantastic club and another fantastic club, because I really loved my time in Newcastle, but I was willing to, because I thought this is the time where I'll go and prove these wrong as well as proving a lot of people wrong who had doubted me anyway.
Was it a tough decision to drop down?
No,
because I'm sure
I've done it before.
Yeah.
And I got out. My first season at Bolton, we won the playoffs and got up to the Premier League. And then the first season we won the league with Newcastle. And I knew, look, we played as Newcastle played as you come to our place during the week. I think it was on a Tuesday night. And I could sense like there was a lot of lads in that tunnel who didn't want to be in the tunnel. You know what I mean? It was freezing, fucking freezing. You can imagine. I think it was like around this time up the northeast, cold.
We've been there, mate. We had to sit at the top of the
I don't want to say it, but it was like fucking. Let's have these southern softies because these are not fucking fancy. You know what I mean? Like
even you talking about want to put a scarf on.
And I remember it was brilliant because Mark and Obi used to go every time we got off the bus. Up north, we go, it's fucking freezing. It'll be in the midst of summer. It's fucking freezing up here. I hate it up here. But yeah, and that was obviously our running joke.
You want to try getting to the top of the stand there, mate. It's like going up the summit.
Exactly, yeah.
You nearly had 2 heart attacks walking up them stairs.
Yeah, you start walking up in the summer, you end up there in the winter. Right?
Yeah. But it's like winter up there, fucking hell.
But I mean, obviously at that time, we'd just been relegated. We knew Scott Parker was leaving. And I think everyone would probably agree, you was probably the perfect replacement to come in for your experience, your leadership, because we knew even though Scott Parker wasn't our captain, technically he was, because Upson didn't say anything that season, he was useless. Yeah, Scott Parker ran everything, but no, it was a great signing. And I mean, what's it like being back with Big Sam?
Yeah, and obviously that was a big draw, because I get to work with the fellow who gave me the opportunity. And I remember I met him in Canary Wharf with his assistant, Neil MacDonald. We met 3 weeks before we come in for the pre-season, just to talk about the squad and everything else. Because what Sam used to do, Sam used to give me sort of autonomy of the dressing room, and it was up to me. And he was like, "Look, we've heard there's a few fucking bad eggs in here." Like, and when I mean bad eggs, they weren't that many, to be honest. But they're the dickheads, and they're the ones who get you relegated, and they're the ones who speak loudest when you go down, because it's all the ones who are here and who don't really speak. And there was a lot of them at West Ham at that time, and there was a lot of people who were out of contract, and I don't want to speak ill of them, but they were just fucking weren't West Ham players, you know what I mean? They didn't get it, they didn't know it, and to be fair, they were only there because obviously the era what had come previously in terms of come for the money, and they weren't good, so it was...
And Avram's antics, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and then obviously Avram, you know, some great stories for him, but obviously not for me to tell. I mean,
I think Colton Cole told us one.
He told us most of them, mate.
Yeah, with a massage table.
Good.
He don't hold back.
No. Well, that is Coley for you, yeah, but yeah. I mean, he's great at telling stories. Doesn't tell stories about himself, Coley, though, does he?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll have for you tonight, especially because of him. My God. The amount of shit I took from him from the gaffer, and the amount of times I had to go in and back Coley up was unbelievable. But that was it. He said, "Look, we've got to go in. We've got to, you know, it's got to be fucking day one." And I was like, right, okay. I said, but everybody in that dressing room is going to think that I'm coming in with you. I said, I've got to be against you as much as anybody. I said, so whatever I say to you, you've just got to fucking sometimes take it in front of the lads. Like, if I'm backing them up, you've got to take it. And he was like, not too sure about that. I said, no, I promise you. So you can imagine we're now sitting over a nice steak in Canary Wharf, and now me and him are arguing how we're going to deal with, you know, going in and being you know, them first days. you know, because we knew Scotty was still there when I come in, but they'd announced that I was going to be captain. So then all of a sudden, Scotty's still there, and you're thinking, oh shit, that's the hardest thing, you know, going in. And you know, Scotty is someone of his caliber, a good player. But to be fair, you know, I shook hands with him first day. I just said, look, this is where I know that you'll be leaving. You want to go, but you know, as long as you fucking do what's needed to do and what you've done last season in the champ, I said, until you go, I said we'll be all right. I said otherwise I'll be calling you out as I will with any other squad, and that's what he sort of let me do, Sammy. And then if there was a bad egg, he'd be like, "Oh, what do you think about him? I'm not too sure." And that's where we had to go, and I had to be where it was like, he ain't fucking for us. He ain't for us. We need to get him out. And I won't mention no names because it's not you. You only have to go back and you'll see the people who left. So, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. But
we know the names.
Yeah. But that's what I needed to be, because it needed to be a massive reset. I was talking about it with Newcastle, and it needed to be done here, because if you don't do that early doors, you don't then start getting the spirit, because then all the lads started to see. And I remember me and the gaffer, I think we went to Austria on pre-season, and me and the gaffer, I'd had a big argument because he was having a pop, and anyway, me and him were going at it, and all the lads were like, for fuck's sake. I remember JC, Jack Collison and Tonks, and like obviously only young boys then, and they're like, oh, these two, like, these are tasty. This is gonna go off, like, because obviously at times when I was younger, Sam had like picked me up the wall and everything else. So we were like, they were like, I'm not too sure this is right. Use it right. And I remember as we were walking back, because in Austria we used to have the bikes, and we used to bike back to the hotel. So we're walking back towards the bikes, and like JC and Tonks are gone, like, are you serious talking to the gaffer like that? And I went, I'm fucking supporting you two, you pricks, because they're fucking having a go at you. I said, you ain't even having a go at me. And they were like, yeah, no, but we'll be all right, you know. Two little shit houses, I loved them already. And they were brilliant for me, you know what I mean? They were a part of it. But yeah, I mean, I remember it.
Is that one of the first things that you get tasked with as a captain, coming into a new club, when you've got such a core of rotten players in there that have obviously not, you know, they're there for the money, they're not there for the club. Well, is it something that the gaffer says, you go in there, sort them out, get them out?
Yeah, no, look, it weren't me going, get them out. It was me going, he ain't for us in this changing room. If we want to build a camaraderie, if we want to build a culture within the club, because that's what Bolton was built on. It was a culture within the club, and we were all going, and we were all singing from the same hymn sheet. We were all going, looking forward. This is what we want to do. We want to get better and better. We want to continue to bring good lads. You want good eggs in the dressing room. You want people to be able to. You go out and you have a scrap with each other on the training ground, but as soon as you walk in the changing rooms, you know, you're laughing and joking. You go for your cup of tea. You have your lunch. You know, you'll have your lunch with them. And there just wasn't none of that around. There was not. Everything just seemed so, you know, distant. It was a bit
individually.
You know, not even individual. Just like little cliques, little. Yeah. And I don't like using the word clique, but it was, you know, the lads that sit there and the lads sit there. And I remember just going and plonking myself in the middle of it, because at one point it was Scotty, Knowles, and then obviously the two tweet and twat I used to call them at the time, Tonks and JC. They're sitting there because they were just anything what Knowles done, they done, and anything what Scotty Parker done, Knowles done. So it was like, so it was unbelievable. Not like Scotty Parker would come on and he'd have like jacket and a shirt, and then 2 days later Knowles would come in with a jacket and shirt. I'm like, fucking hell, come on, son. Like, you know, I was like, come on, son, you've got to fucking at least let him leave before you start dressing like him. But yeah, it was quite funny. So I started in that, so I plunked myself in the middle of them, and they'd all be like, who's this big northern cunt in the middle of us? You know, like, we need to get him, who's this Scouse prick? We need to get rid of him. But yeah, no, and you know, greatly for me, they're all good lads, and what happened then was obviously the start of what I, you know, consider a fucking good time. It was a good time.
Definitely. It was that season. Obviously, there was a lot of pressure on West Ham, you know, to get up straight away, because if we wouldn't, there was a lot of people that could have lost their job, people that worked behind the scenes. So the pressure going into that season, it was a bit of a mixed season, because we was all sort of up the top, and then all of a sudden, Reading just come out of nowhere and won about 30 games in a row. Southampton, and we just kept drawing. And and we found ourselves back in the playoffs. Obviously, Cardiff, Jack Collinson done well, getting to the final at Wembley. I mean, what was it like as players, going into that playoff final at Wembley, knowing that if you lose this game, a lot of people will be out of a job?
Well, it's crazy. So just to go back, obviously, you then go into the stadium, you go into the training ground, and you see all these staff who have been at West Ham for 20 years, 25 years, and they're lower than a snake's belly because they're thinking we're shit or bust here this year, and we're trying to be positive, and I think that's what we try to create. We try and create the environment so that all the staff are involved. And I think if you go back, if you ask them now, they had a fantastic time when Sam was there, and that's what he was really good at. He was getting a really good coaching staff, and then all the staff majorly being involved because they're all West Ham. You know what I mean? Everyone's West Ham. We work for West Ham, and they only leave because West Ham don't pay the money what all the other clubs in London play. You know what I mean? So they stay there because they love West Ham, and that was like brilliant for us because you had people who just wanted to be there because and that's what we wanted to sort of filter into the players. This is what it fucking means to these people. It's life or death with these because if West Ham go down or these don't, these fucking lose jobs and you can use that. And I apologise for my language by the way, but we can use that. And we used it, but we got everybody on board, and that was so important. And then you go, and as you said, we were like the top dogs. I'd just come down, so we were going to clubs, and they were like lifting it. We were watching them, and obviously we do a lot of analysis. Sam was one of the best. He was one of the ones which was very, very well in front of. We had a great analysis team. He's only just left actually. He left when we all left. Our analysis. He's been there for 13 years. He was the head one. He's just left and joined Ipswich. Funny enough, who we play on Saturday. God. But yeah. So anyway, going back, but we knew we were watching these teams, and then we fucking played them. And going, fucking hell, they were brilliant tonight. Where they were. So it was like sort of getting used to that, because you were the top dogs, and it was getting the lads used to that. And as you said, a lot of the draws, and then Reading just come out of nowhere, and it was just like wow. But I've been through the playoffs. I knew the playoffs. And I remember we were obviously gearing up for the playoffs. We knew we had Cardiff. We'd beaten Cardiff early on in the season quite comfortably. We knew we were going away, and JC obviously stepped up. But it was just a touch of like where we were when we were waiting to go. I think to Cardiff, we were training at we trained at Upton Park, and I don't know if you remember Wally Downs was one of the coaches at the time. So Wally obviously, I've never ever known a lunatic. So we always used to have like a funny video or something happen, just to keep the lads involved. So like if the gaffer thought it was going to go on a bit too long, halfway through something would just come up and like Wally would be like, I don't know, he'd have a sex doll or something, you know what I mean, and doing all these moves with a sex doll, and just everyone's just like, oh shit, what happened there, you know what I mean, and wake up, and so just for fun and just have a laugh, and all the lads would then just like, you're back in the room, and he brought the host of the Chase, Bradley Walsh. And Bradley pretended then like that he was one of the players, and he's come out. So we've had this, and then we've walked out to training, and now Bradley Walsh is standing there ready. Come on, boys, and all that, giving and all the East End thing. And he joined in our warm up and had a little bit of laugh. But it was just to bring the lads down to, and just to keep them all settled and well. And then he was there, and then we done obviously the penalties. We done the walk up. He went up and walked and took on his fucking shit. He's a great lad, Bradley. I still know him, still get on well with him now. But it was, them little moments, and then you go to Cardiff. We beat them comfortably 2-0. We beat them 3-0 at our place. And I remember as soon as it scored, it was like this game's all over. And then we were looking and we were ready then for Blackpool, and you're thinking, and you're going to Wembley. You're going to Wembley. We've been there. I've been there with Sam. Everything again. It was all locked for. Yeah, we're ready to go. But the pressure was on us because we battered them 4-0 at home, done them 4-0 away. Quite convincingly, they would have been nowhere near us, but we knew that it was going to be a different game, and it was. They had some fantastic opportunities, chances, but thank God Coley scored that one just before half time. They scored right after half time, but there's never ever a better time as to score than when we fucking did. Let's be honest. I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't know, like, I know Vaz Tay is always known as, like, I'm getting a six-pack out and that. I obviously, I run the other way because I thought, I haven't got a better six-pack than him. You know what I mean? But I remember as soon as the ball just hit the back of the net, I ran because I had crossed the ball and Coley then manoeuvred it and fell to Vaz. And I run because I knew where my mum and dad and all my family were. And the emotion of what, and I think it was the elation of knowing what we had achieved because of what was counting on us back there, you know what I mean? It was just like, wow, we've got it, we've got there. And JC, the little shit, twit I'd call him, because Tonks was always twat. So JC, and I don't know if you all remember this, but I remember he loses the ball in the middle of the park, and like we're grasping now, and we're thinking, shit, this is going to put them back in. Anyway, it didn't happen. But the bollocking, and I remember the bollocking we give him, it was like, I was like, you little cunt. I'm going to fucking do you. And by the way, cunt is now my favourite word. And I never used it because in Liverpool and up north, it's really offensive. But now, like, everybody is like, oh, you can?
It's a sort of a demon down here, mate.
You can? And I was like, is he fucking having a go at me, this cunt here? I even saying cunt now in the middle of it, you know what I mean? But I remember, and I think it was the first time I sort of, like that, and I was going, you can't call me, I'm going to know, like, we had an absolute argument on the bus one day because he called me a cunt. And I was like, and he's like, no, geez, it's like, you know, it's like, it's nice for us to call you a cunt. And I'm like, you can call me a fucking geese, you can call me whatever you want, just don't call me a cunt. So I'm saying like cunt, and he's going, cunt. And I'm going, no, it's cunt. And he's going, no, I'm saying, all right, you can. Oh, fuck off, you can. And I'm like,
I say, you can have good cunt, bad cunt.
So now I call everyone a cunt.
We do that down here, mate. The only time you don't want to do it is when you talk to your mum by accident.
When you was running late, you should have heard Luke saying, "Cunt."
Don't worry, I've got it all on text and WhatsApp messages. You cunt, you got to fuck. And I think he was saying it in a fucking offensive way as well.
Do you know what I remember about that playoff final, right? And this is God's honest truth. I didn't see the goal, right? And this,
Because you were pissed.
No. When you put that ball in, I thought you'd fuck that up, and I turned around and I was calling you a cunt. That's what I was doing.
Well, so you'd say, well, I see him Coley, you see. That's the difference between footballing and a fan.
when Cole was here last time, he said, I didn't even know Nolan can run that fast.
Yeah, well, to be fair, yeah, I don't know where it come from, but again, it's just because you know what's going on in the game, you know what it means to everybody. And look, I did the bar about 15 minutes earlier, caught her with a sweet volley, and he just got a touch to it. And I think if he didn't get that touch, I thought, when there's a thing when you know you've hit something, it's just sweet as, and you think that's a goal, and he got a touch to it. And I was like, was that the time? Was that the moment? So when that moment come, yeah, like as I said, it was brilliant. And then just like the celebrations after it, because literally I think Noel's got married that year, so he was going off on his sort of stag do and everything else. So we were all,
that was mental.
We just had like a real good moment with all the lads and the staff and the people we all knew what it meant to just in that dressing room, and that was so important for us. And I remember when I was walking up, and I got really emotional because obviously I dropped down, I'd made a big call, and I remember when I've just been signing some photos there of me throwing it, and it is fucking heavy, and I'm throwing it about like you wouldn't, because the adrenaline running through my body of what it meant, because I knew what it meant not only to me and my family and what we'd done, because we'd sacrificed. My wife had moved with me from Liverpool. I've been with her since 14 to Newcastle. That went by the way. I just went back one day after training at Bolton and went, by the way, I've just signed for Newcastle. I'll see you in a couple of days. And just fucked off and drove up to Newcastle. So then it took her 3 months to find a house up there. We found a house, got settled, as I said. We're in Dubai. I've now got a phone call saying, will you come to West Ham? I haven't even gone, what do you reckon about West Ham, love? See, I've not done that. I've just gone, sound, yeah, I'm coming. Then I've got off the phone and she's gone to me, what was that about? And I've gone, oh yeah, I'm just about to sign for West Ham. She's gone, you're fucking not. So now, me and her are having a full-blown argument in Dubai, in front of Harps and his missus and our kids. And my daughter's going, Daddy, but I like it in Newcastle. And I'm going, well, you're going to have to like it in London now, babe. So we just got settled, just got a house up there, and then we moved. So because we didn't know anything about London, and I never thought I'd ever say this, but like, we'd been, obviously the only way is Essex had just come out, right? So I'm fucking looking at it, I'm thinking, Essex, I ain't fucking living in Essex. There's no way I'm turning out to be, I've got a fucking, look at me now. Look at me. You know what I mean? Like, I've come down, I had a fucking skinhead, there was Nolan, and I'm like, here I am now, I'm coming like this with the hair. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm looking at the tower, like, oh, look at these cunts, he's been on the sunbed and everything, all that type of stuff. I'm like, I'm not living in Essex, I'm going to everyone, I'm not living in fucking Essex. Where can I live? So I moved to Canary Wharf for a year, moved my missus back to Liverpool, and we're now coming down, looking at everywhere. Where do we go and fucking live? Loughton.
Where'd you find 195? Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, I then obviously realised that Essex was a lot fucking bigger. We ain't like Liverpool.
It's a lot nicer as well.
Yeah. And then Loughton, and then I moved to Epping, and I've loved it. You know, we lived there. My wishes when I moved after West Ham, she still lived down here. She only moved like 7 years ago, and then I got a job back down here, so she was pissed off with that. It's just like, shit. But yeah, so it's that them little things, you know, when I look back and I think, yeah, I love my time here. You know, yeah, it's and that was the start of it. You know, as I said, the start of what was a fantastic season, getting back in the Premier League where we fucking belong, with obviously you fans, with all the people who were working behind the scenes and how hard they work. And like, when I come back as a coach, and then even now, you know, I still speak to them. You know, the groundsman. I spoke to him on the way down. I spoke, you know, Kit man.
He's still angry.
Oh, fucking Dougie, yeah. Yeah, he's not angry with us. He's angry with the new staff now, though. So it's all right. I'm all right now because I'm not working there.
He showed me around. I worked for a company a couple of years ago during COVID, and he showed me around. And I've been quite critical of the training ground on a video of ours. And when I got there, they sent me down. Go have a look, because you can go and have a look around Brush Green. Yeah. And he met me at the door. And he's looking at me, and you know when you look at someone and he thinks, he knows who the fuck I am. He's looking at me, and he's going,
the angry Scotsman, yeah.
I'm going to show you around this training ground. I'm going to show you how good this training ground is. And I'll be honest, Kev, right? I wasn't that impressed. But I didn't fucking tell him I wasn't that impressed. He's going, look at this. We've got this. I was going, yeah, that's fucking brilliant, that is.
No, I don't blame you. No one can be impressed.
No, mate. Oh, he's a scary man. I'm a big man.
But look, back in the Premier League, as you said, where we belong. Big Sam, I think, steadied the ship at West Ham. You know, he done well. You know, we had some standout moments. And one game that always sticks in my mind is Tottenham 0, West Ham 3, Ravel Morrison. Honestly, because we played.
It's just always good beating them.
Yeah, definitely.
I still know, like, I'm very good mates with Dave Johnson. His boy Brennan's just obviously moved, and I see him, and every time I see Brennan's goal, I go, fuck off. You know, like, bollocks, like. I want him to do well, but it's fucking Tottenham, innit? You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I always felt about it. And I still feel like I can't get it out of it. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm proper.
They are a dislikable team, Kev, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, every player that we've sort of interviewed who played with Ravel Morrison have always spoke highly of him. He said he could have been the best.
Mate, truthfully, like, we had JJ, we had Yori Djorkaeff. I played with Nicholas Anelka, but he was definitely up there. I think you even the Man United players talk about him in training and what he did, but you know, obviously just choices off the field, and you know, no matter what, he just and I'll tell you the story about him. So obviously you're seeing the genius of him, and I think there was snippets, you know, all the time of him when he come on. He had a 20-minute spell. I can't remember who we were against, and he was absolutely fabulous. And then he done it against obviously Tottenham away, when we won the 3-0, and it was all up there football wise. It was just so simple for him. The ball around him, it's like he was born. He'd probably come He'll come out of his mum and he had a ball at his foot because it was just as if it was his, you know, when he was playing. And you know, you work hard and you train and you do everything else, but he just looked like, I remember him right when he first come and he fucking megged me right in training, and the worst thing you can do to an older person when you're a youngster is fucking meg them in training. But he didn't meg me, he megged me and then fucking laughed and then carried on with the ball. Right? So I've gone, you little shit, I'm gonna fucking do you, right? So the next one, the ball's coming behind him, I've gone to fucking try and do him, and he's actually flipped it round and gone the other way and megged me again and gone, and he used to do the little, as he was going past you, and I go, you little shit. So he's done it twice. So me and Nose are now in the middle, and he's fucking taking the piss out of us, and I'm going to Nose, you best kick him before I kick him, because I'm going to kick him harder than you kick him. And he's going, oh, fuck off, and he's like that, and he's going like that, and he used to do this thing where he'd have the ball there, and he'd take you with him, but the ball was still there, but he'd take you with him, and you're like, and then he'd go, because he had a lovely blistering little, you know, start off or set off, if you like, and yeah, he done that, and I was just like, fucking hell, this kid, like, because I hadn't seen him. No, to be honest, like, in all my years, I was a really good trainer, I'd done it really well, trained really hard, done everything I fucking could. I'm thinking, this little fucker. So we went to Oxford, and there was me, him, and Nose in the middle of midfield, and we absolutely battered Oxford, but he was excellent, and we were like really good, and we linked up really well. And so me and Nose have got him. We're at the back of the club, back of the bus on the way back to Upton Park, and as we're on the way back, I'm going to fucking Nose. We need to get into this cunt because us three as a fucking three, we could be toffee, we could be good. Doesn't matter. We don't need fucking Coley and his fucking 8 goals. We'll get fucking 15 between us. You know what I mean? Fucking all of us.
Did he get 8?
Fucking well. Don't want to speak bad when he's not here. I'll just sell him to his face when I see him. Yeah. So. So I went, we're going to show Noel's like, So we're waiting for him to get on the bus. Obviously, I'm captain, Noel's vice captain. He comes and sits, and we're at the back of the bus. Rav, come up here. And he's like, always does this. like cheeky grin and all that. And you're like, fucking, we've got him. Mate, listen, fucking, how'd you feel? I loved it, come on. So we're like, half an hour, whatever it took back to get back from Oxford, whatever it was. So we're going at it, fucking going. Yeah. Well, look, mate, that's the start now. This is what we're going to do. Pre-season now, start the season. That's the 3. Look, fucking brilliant. We're going to be good. He's like, yeah. He said, I'm fucking all in. I said, I fucking loved it. He said, I loved it tonight. And he's like going through the game. Wow. And then when we just bopped it round him. And then when I megged him, like, that's all you wanted to do, just wanted to fucking meg people. I'm like, any chance of just fucking putting the ball in the back of the net? Because he could have, you know what I mean? That like, he could have. And that like, I'm not taking the piss. He could have done whatever he wanted, but he wanted to just meg you and then come back and meg you again just to take it out, you know, the piss. And that's what he was doing to me and saying, I was going, yeah, but you know, like, pass it to me now, I'll score, I don't mind. Anyway, yeah. So, Oxford, get home, off to us. We all get in our cars, shoot off home in the next day, obviously for the warm down and all that type of stuff. I think we were in for 10, always in for 10 for 11. I always used to drop the kids off, so I was always in early. Drop the kids off, go straight to training. So I'm at training, having a cup of tea, then all the lads started running in, all the usuals normal. Like Rav's normally like 9:59. 9:58, 10:01, 10:02. It was never ever like, you know, we never ever come in early. He was just always just thinking, Coley, could be 10:30, 11, 12, 1. Fucking like, Coley, where are you? I'm just round the corner, geez. Alright, mate. Yeah. Coley, where? I'm serious. I'm just round the corner. An hour later, Coley, where? I promise you, I'm just coming down the road. And I'm like, you fucking told me that an hour and a half ago. We're fucking waiting for you in training. Unbelievable how he got it. And then he just come in, as you all know, if you were here, his cheeky smile comes in, he has that smile, he's laughing, and the gaffer fucking loved him, so he always got away with murder, you know what I mean? But what he did do, he fucking paid for a great Christmas party. So anyway, Rav, we get back within Oxford, we've just got all in our cars. I'm thinking, fucking hell, we're in. I'm thinking, in my head, as a captain, I'm thinking, we've got a nice little trio there. He wants to go and get the ball. I want to get in the box. He'll fucking feed me. Knowles wants to sit in, play. We'll play. He can fucking use me as whatever he wants. Ball. Because Knowles always used to he calls me the wall nose. He just bounce it off me and go and play. Anyway, we get off. Get to the next morning. We're there now, having a cup of tea. Gets to 10 o'clock, no sign of Rav. Coley's actually in this day. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, no Rav. So we're ringing him, nothing. Ring him again, nothing. Go in, speak to the player liaison. Can you get hold of Rav? Can you ring the house? Nothing. And I mean nothing. Phone, WhatsApp, read it, nothing. Right? Bit like when Luke was texting me. And he was shitting it in and he was going, where are you? And I was like, I'll be there in a bit, don't worry, I'll give you a shout. Anyway, nothing. We don't hear from him for 4 fucking days. He just doesn't turn up. And I'm ringing and I'm thinking, Rav, we've just fucking sat on the bus last night for an hour and a half or whatever it was. And you're like, yeah, I'm in. And then he just walks in and he just goes, all right, lads, where have you been? What have you been doing? But like, we've been fucking playing games and training, you come, where have you been? And he just, again, that was him. He'd have a week, 10 days of training where you just think, he is unbelievable. And then he'd just go missing.
But does that weigh heavy on? I'm not talking about it's no one's fault, but you're talking about world class. Like people are talking about like Messi levels. You know, I think it was Alex Song said he was better than Messi, and he's trained with both of them.
Yeah,
and you got a kid there because I know you took it upon your responsibility at Newcastle to take Andy under you.
Yeah.
Is that what you tried to do?
Yeah, that's what we tried to do. And that he was like my next project, if you like, of like, I'll help him, and you know, because he's come from Manchester, he's come from, you know, from me. I'm from Toxteth and Liverpool, you know, but doesn't excuse, you know, behaviour and punctuality and all that type of stuff. If you want to be the best or you want to try and be the best, you've got to have all them things, and that's where Rav always used to let himself down, because in the end, and I said this to him, at the end of it all. And the final straw was at Christmas, so we had that quite often where he'd just go missing for 2 or 3 days. At Christmas, so Christmas Day, Sam used to always give you Christmas Day off, and then you meet in the evening, so you could have obviously opening the presents with the kids, have your food, and then you meet in the evening, and then you go to the hotel. So obviously, all the lads are delighted with that first season, and then you're like, do you reckon? And like you've got the lads who can get back home. I'd go back to Liverpool for, you know, and see all my family who I hadn't seen. Spend like we my uncle had a pub, and we closed the pub, and like 40 of us had have it. And like Joey O'Brien would come. I remember Rafa. I can't think of his second name. He was a goalkeeper at the time. He come back to Liverpool with me, and they'd stay with me for Christmas because obviously they were on their own. So just things like that, and Rav was always the same. He was always offered, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going back with the family. Okay, no problem. So anyone who was ever on their own, I'd always, you know, as captain, you know, you're coming with me. You're not sitting on your fucking own on Christmas Day because the families are not over. And you know, Rafa Spiegel, that's a great lad. Anyway, we obviously have travelled back down from Liverpool. Had to leave a bit earlier, but family have done it all earlier, and then they used to have a fantastic evening. But I've left all my kids, my family. You know, Nolan has been with his family. Then you've got Carlton, all the same. We get on the bus. We're waiting on the bus. Phone call. Raf. No. People. He only lived in Canary Wharf, so we're like, we'll fucking send someone around, because obviously we're not up the park. We're down the road. Send someone around. Go and knock on his door. Fucking wouldn't answer the door. Didn't answer the door. Then they've got someone went, oh yeah, he left yesterday and he hasn't come back. So we come back home to Manchester and just fucked us off. And that was it then. So we're all waiting. We've all left our families at Christmas. You know what I mean? And it's hard. And they're the sacrifices what you have to make as a footballer. He just decided not to fucking turn up. But then he didn't. What angered us all is that he didn't then just text and just say, I'm not coming, I'm sick, or I'm not doing this because of that. So you know, when you talk about genius, you talk about fucking idiot as well. And that's one thing what really annoyed me then. Yeah. And I said to him, and I told him straight, I would never say anything now here if I wasn't going to say it to his face. But I love the kid. Yeah. And it's great now to still see him playing. But I just think, what if
he could have been?
What if?
I mean, he must have been good if you got scared to take a man under his. You know what I mean? So he should have just done what you've done.
No, I was Essex then, mate. I was East End. You know, I grew into now being down as a Southerner and a Londoner. So we didn't see that Liverpool Manchester divide. It was a London Manchester divide which we could take it then. So
I mean, Big Sam lost his job. Slaven Bilic comes in. Did Slaven say to you that you wasn't in his plans and you knew that he was going to leave the club? Because I remember your last game, we lost 4-3 at home to Bournemouth and you was taken off at half time and that was it. You was gone a couple of days later and you never really got to say goodbye or anything to the fans. And I thought it was a bit disrespectful from the club, the way they treated you after what you've done for us.
Yeah, no, what had happened, there was obviously, Sam had been told, I think in the January or the December, I think he'd been told that he weren't getting a new deal. And I think we were fourth or something like that. We were fucking doing well. And what happens is when that happens, and you've seen it last year when it happened with David, you start to then lads sort of think, oh, who's coming in next? Or they hear a rumour and they start looking outwards instead of thinking, there's the focus, this is the man, he's the manager. And that's where it all starts, you know, and you find it difficult. And obviously, because I've done it now from playing side to coaching side, I've seen both sides and I can see it. Because too many of us took our eye off the ball in that season, and we ended up finishing. I think we ended up finishing 12th or something like that, or 10th. I don't know. But it was such a shame. And I think if they didn't release it, and if we would have got through that season, I think we would have been fucking in Europe. And I think because I've been part of the European team, and we weren't far off it. I think we finished 8th. I think we finished 8th, and we got in on fair play, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because then we went and played out, and I remember like Slav come in. So just to obviously then fast forward, Sam goes anyway. We knew he was going, and I always said, and I think I said it to like the board and that. Then I said that killed us. That killed us with the momentum and what we had, and I think we could have done something special that year and added a few players in January and stuff, and we could have went on and he wanted, but. Look, it is what it is. Sam said his things, and he did have a thing of that. He'd done it at Bolton where he called us like, oh yeah, we'll be the Northern Wimbledon or whatever, and then that stuck with him, and he I know he regretted that, but he had these things to saying in the press, and you think, oh, why have you said that? Yeah. And the bit like the West Ham way or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's how you say it, what you say, the way you want to perceive it. Doesn't matter.
I think he lost it.
I think it was just. He was frustrated because he wasn't getting the backing what he thought he deserved. We were fourth in the league, all that type of stuff, and he lost it at the wrong time. Yeah. And I'm sad for that because he'd done so well, and I think that's because I know him as a person. I'm still very close to him. So when he went, it was a sad time for me, but I was still very much focused, and I come back and in pre-season and everything. And I remember Slav pulling me after we'd been to Ireland. We went to Ireland and we'd done 10 days in Ireland, and we were and to be fair, it was a good pre-season, and he had a fitness coach who was about 67, I think, right? Milienko.
Smelled like a trooper.
Yeah. You know.
I know, yeah.
Absolute great fella, right? But he tried to break me, and I said to him, mate, you're not going to break me. Fucking hell, let me tell you. You can throw anything you want, so we're running. Mr. Nolan, why are you at the front? I said, because this is where I always been. Mr. Nolan, why are you doing this? Because this is what I've always done. And he was so surprised of how I'd sort of took it on. And I remember Slav, after about 3 weeks, pulling me and going, you're not what I've heard what you were going to be. I thought you were going to be the bad egg. I went, Slav, this is my club, mate. I'm the captain of the club. And I'll always respect you, and I'll always respect the club. I'll never, ever do anything to ever fucking take my thing away from what's happened at this club and what we've done. I said, so, and while I'm playing for you, you'll always have 100, I'll be behind you 110%. But and that was it. And then, as you said, he played me against Bournemouth, and I sort of felt the scapegoat because he had a bit of a torrid time, and like he was putting his faith in a different, and he took me off, obviously, and then, as you said, I didn't play. But what it was is I was all geared to go. I was geared to go to a championship club and sign a 3-year deal. And I spoke, and I know there's Mr. Sullivan at the time. He was brilliant. He was brilliant in understanding I had a year left. I wanted to go and play football. I wanted to be front and centre still. I still had I thought a lot in me. I was going to go drop down. Would I have got the promotion? Probably not. But I agreed with Slav. I'd agreed with the owners that I'd be leaving, and it was great. I had a really good chat with Slav. He was fantastic, and And yeah, I left. And then the day I signed, like the sort of contract termination, I'd already obviously played for West Ham. Contract termination, that evening we got a call and said the deal's off. I was like, for fuck's sake. I was like, because I would have stayed. I would have stayed if I didn't think I was going into that. Anyway, the deal was off, and that was a massive regret of mine then, because I should have had that deal really in writing before. And that was a big mistake by me. I had a couple of offers to go to Turkey, to France and all that, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't take my kids now.
Imagine your missus.
Fucking hell. I swear to God.
You could have got the turkey teeth though.
Well,
Your Essex haircut.
Got the arse as well. But yeah, I just thought, nah. And then, but I'd spoken to Slav, and I come back in and I was training. I'd done a little bit of training because I was obviously I was living in Epping at the time, so doing a bit of training with him and them and trying to keep myself. But what happens, see, when you can only play for 2 clubs in a single season, and that sort of killed me, to be fair, because I then went and trained with Orient, with Ian Hendon. And Ian, really good. He was a coach. He went then to manage and doing really well. So he obviously they trained at Chigwell, so I went and trained in with them and doing okay. And the Italians, like, they were fucking lunatics. Like, how I agreed to ever work for them was, I mean, ridiculous. But yeah, so that's how it sort of ended, and it's sad really, because as you said, I never got a chance to say goodbye, and I never got a chance to say thank you to them for what you took me in as one of your own, and I felt like one of yous, you know what I mean. I still do. So coming back was even better.
Well, we all definitely appreciate you, mate. Believe me, he was a great captain for us.
Fantastic captain. Most important captain in the modern era, definitely.
You left the club and you obviously had a spell at Leyton Orient, player manager, went to Notts County. You got to the playoff semi-final, didn't you? League Two?
Yeah. I mean, disappointing days in terms of we were robbed over the 2 legs, and that was one of the toughest moments of my career, because I was just starting out in management as well. Having to deal with that, and I remember that was the first time, I think, in the whole of my career where we went 3-1 down. We just scored to go. We scored to go 2-2, and it got cancelled out. Linesman put the flag up. I wish we had fucking VAR that day. But let me tell you, right? But he was onside for about 2 yards. But because I knew all the Sky lads, obviously they're turning to me. They're going, "It's fucking onside." So I'm looking at him. I'm like, now I'm hammering the referee now. Obviously, as you can remember, you probably remember, I used to have a right go at referees when I was playing as well. So you can imagine what I was saying to him on the sideline. And then about 5 minutes later, they go down to the end and he's offside and scores, goes to 3-1. And I remember the first time in my whole career where I thought, I've got nothing. I don't know what to do here, because they're telling me what's gone on. And the emotion just got me. And I didn't, and because I was a rookie, and I look back at it now and I learned, and and that's why it was important when working under someone who's like David. So yeah, that was the first time, and I remember after that it was like, that'll never happen to me again, because we still had time to get back in the game, and I think they're moments which I know are going to stand me in good stead in what I hope is going to be a managerial coaching and a managerial career as good as what I've had as a player.
Yeah, I mean, February 2020, you get the call from David Moyes.
Yeah.
Excited to be back at the football club?
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable. But it's just typical David. First week, spoke to him when he first got the job. I think he joined just after Christmas, didn't he? And didn't go too well at first, did it? And I'd come down and seen him early in January, and and get a phone call 4 or 5 days. Yeah, I'll be in touch with you tomorrow. And 4 or 5 days later, I think me and Alan are going to just do it for now. We'll be all right. Yeah, no problem. Thanks very much. If you need me in the future, just give me a call. I'll try and come down. I'd love to come in and watch you train. And that's what you do when you're out of football. You try and get yourself back in and go and watch different people, how they do it or how they work. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, I remember I went out with the lads. I think we were on Monday Night Football, weren't we? at Leicester. Was it Monday? Was it Monday night football? And all the pool team lads, and my local were all out, so I thought I'll just go up, watch the lads play pool. Footy's on, everything's going. Thingy, I was like, yeah. Anyway, I'm watching the game. Going, oh fucking hell! Oh, and we got fucking slaughtered, didn't we? And then 2 days later, the phone call comes from David. Can you come in and help us? It's like, yeah. And there was no like, what's going on? What you know? Yeah, definitely. I'll be in. When do you want me in? Well, if you want, just come in. Friday, Saturday, whenever you want to come in. I was like, I'll be in the morning. But I'll be in the morning, David. Yeah. What time you normally get in? We're normally in for about 8 o'clock. So obviously, I'm in Nottingham at the time. Jump off the phone, say to her, I'm going back down to London. She goes, you are taking the piss. You are taking the piss, aren't you? I went, no, I've just got a job at West Ham till the end of the season. She's like, you're just a dickhead. Proper Scouser. Like, so obviously we, being from Scouser, being together since we were 14 and everything else. So, you know, it was proper. Like, I was like, oh shit. You know, like when you say, yeah, brilliant, yeah, get off, and you go, oh shit. Because she loves London. She loves being down here. She loved being in Epping. She's got so many friends in and around here now. So she's just like, you're just a prick, as I was leaving. Like, there was no like, well done, mate. It's getting yourself back in the game. It was like, you're just a prick, as I was leaving. She thought it like, you could tell she just wanted it to be here with her bags walking out, you know what I mean? Going, I'm going back to live in London. So yeah, got myself back down and back in the morning. In there 8 o'clock, I remember, like, and then that was the start of a coaching journey, which, you know, it was lovely to be back.
What an unbelievable journey as well, all around Europe for those 3 years as well. That's probably the best time. I've got to say this, best time I've ever had as a West Ham fan. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And it's lovely to be a part of that, you know, and to be inside. You don't quite realise what's happening outside because we were just in it. You know, I think we went at one point when we were in the Europa League for the first season. I think in 41 days we went. So we had a day off, day one, and then we went 39 days straight. As coaching staff, we give the lads stuff, but as coaching and management, 39 days straight, no day off, and then the next day off was the 41st one. And that's how hard we were working behind the scenes to try and make us better and get us better. And that had been after, you know, it was an incredible feat to try and stay up, you know, because we were in the shit, you know, until we be, you know, when the biggest thing is like I come back, first game, we're away to Man City and thinking, fucking hell, what, you know, and then it gets called off. Then we go into COVID, and then you're like, I've just got a job and now I'm in COVID. Then we come back and then obviously there's no fans. I'm thinking, fuck, this is going to be much more difficult because we know, you know, let's be honest, when we're in the shit, we all come together, you know, and we knew that we were going to need you at that point. So to do it while we done it in COVID times was unbelievable. You know, we felt it was a real feat, but it was ridiculous what we had to do, you know, the testing, all that type of stuff and everything, you know, and you think now, Jesus Christ, what we went through there but the lads were fantastic. They bought into what we'd done. We were able to stay up, and that was great. And then to then go and start that journey with the European was, yeah. And as I said, we were living it. You know, I was living and I am a fan. You know, obviously I am. I love being part of West Ham. I want them to win. I don't like seeing them lose, no matter what. Same with Newcastle. You know, I've got an affinity with the clubs, Bolton Wanderers. You know, seeing them where they are now is not nice. So to be actually there while it's all going on and seeing the lads and doing and the work what we're putting in and then seeing it come to fruition on the pitch, and you know, I was very heavily involved with the set piece stuff as well as doing a bit of the coaching, working with the strikers as much as I possibly can, all that type of stuff. So to see all them little bits come off when you're doing that work during the week, and then it come off on a Saturday, it's just like, yeah, and it's in the Premier League, in the top Premier League. You know, and I felt it's back where I belong. You know, I love being a manager in Notts County, but Premier League is where I want to be. You know what I mean? Be with the top players and working with the top players and passing my experience on and managing them, and that's ultimately the goal. But to have that opportunity and that experience and that start was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, dying to get onto Prague, but before we go to Prague, I want to talk about that semi-final in Alkmaar.
Yeah.
I mean, we go out there, we win. You obviously the crowd trouble. I mean, being on the bench, what was going on? Like, what was you thinking when that was happening?
Yeah, I mean, look, we obviously we didn't realise, and then I remember, I think it was, people started, we were all going that way to sort of start celebrating with the fans and you guys, and the next minute lads were running that way because when you get to the ground, you always know where your families are and so when obviously the lads who had families out there seen these sort of fucking idiots all starting to walk up towards our families. It just goes, you know what I mean? The flick of the switch, and then you just got lads launching in, and you're thinking shit. But then you've got to think security, the safety. You don't know what they're carrying. What if something happens to one of the players? We've got our security. We had 3 security lads, big burly lads, good lads. Really, he was right in the mix of it, because he knew what it meant. And then obviously, for the big man standing at the top, making sure that fucking no one got past him. I fucking hell. I was thinking, Jesus Christ, yeah, I mean...
What's that avocado? You know about Popeye? He's just saying that.
But obviously we didn't know any of that had happened because obviously we're trying to get to the family by going to all these idiots on the floor, and then we're trying to get up and grab people down. And I remember, and I'm trying to grab players to get them out.
I remember Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas was getting proper stuck in. Do you remember that?
Flynn Downs was the one, mate. Flynn Downs was the one, mate. He fucking hell. And him and Jared had it one day in training, which was quite nice to see. I thought, thank fuck, someone's going to punch each other, for once, because it used to happen every week with us. And then you go in and have a cup of tea. But it was the first time I'd seen it. But you could tell then because everyone was caring and wanting to and do better in training and weren't standing for idiots. So it was good. But Alkmaar, mate, it was surreal. And even when we got the lads in, and I remember obviously the parents coming down and we had them all, and they were because a lot of them were all the generation, and you sort of think fucking hell, you forget, you know what I mean, and they shook up and. The lads, you could see the genuine fear in all the lads of getting hold of the families and the people who were out there to make sure that they were all right and got home safely, because it's not only after that, because you don't know where the fucking idiots go after. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then what happens? So there was a constant fear throughout the night till the families were obviously back at the hotel and then ready to get themselves home. So yeah, thankfully no one was majorly hurt. And, obviously we've got a couple of people to thank for that. Or one, certainly.
But after that game, no one really cared about the rest of the Premier League season. I think we all just wanted to get to that final out in Prague. And as Ian said, I mean, to be out there, I mean, I've never seen West Ham win a major trophy, and it's a moment for me that will stay with me for the rest of my life, like I think a lot of people. And just to be out there, the build-up. The fans had a great time in the build-up. What was it like for the players?
Yeah, it was good because, I mean, this obviously you wouldn't have known, but we went out to Portugal, 3 days in Portugal. And as staff, we sat there for and ahhing, and obviously David in the end said, no, we're going to go because I think it's really important to get the lads all together. And as you said, the lads weren't really bothered about the Premier League, and they knew that we were going to be safe. What they were all waiting for that fucking final, you know what I mean? And you see the focus, sort of changing. They're this is the main thing. We're going to go and win that. And you're thinking, fucking hell, if we don't win it, then we'll finish 14th and we haven't won the fucking trophy. You're thinking, oh shit, this could be a fucking bad. And then, you know what I mean? It turns out to be a terrible
that, yeah, I guess.
So that's, but we, we put all our eggs in the basket. And we went out to Portugal and we had two fantastic days training. Lovely pitch. A lot of you would have been there. Valdalobo, Quintalago. They've done a lovely football pitch, lovely gym, paddle courts, all that type of stuff. Big, lovely pool and everything else in the hotel where we were staying. So it was really nice just to get for the lads, because sometimes when you're in it and you're living in it, you can get carried away with it. So taking them away and just letting them just sort of live the life and just enjoy it and enjoy the football in the sunshine. Go out and play paddle. There was no real massive restrictions. Obviously, no drinking and all that type of stuff, or get yourself out, because they were all just focused on what was ahead. So it was really nice when David we got a restaurant, and no bigger than this, right on the sea, and we all went, and he said, right, we want everyone to have a drink tonight and really enjoy it, and he got all the lads, and then it was amazing because then Billy, fucking hell, Billy Mack, Jesus Christ, went from me then. He's brilliant, and he gets up on the mic and starts giving the lads a bit of shit and all that type of stuff, and getting them going, getting them involved, and he got them all up, and then one gets up, does a song, or and it was great for the camaraderie, and then you get all the French lads who are normally dead quiet, and the lads the Muslim boys who don't drink or don't and very rarely sort of show emotion. Next minute they're up on the mic dancing. It was great, and it brought us all together, and that night was like fantastic, and singing all the songs. So they all start singing all the songs you guys sing to the players. So it was great, you know what I mean? So it'd be like Good Baldwin's on Fire, that obviously got sang fucking religiously, and it was like it's fucking bad, and all the staff are singing fucking Baldwin's on Fire and he's shagging Danny Dyer. I was like, that's terrible, innit? You know what I mean? Because we all know Danny and she's lovely, but all this, you're thinking, okay, look at this 42-year-old idiot here.
I love it when Moisey was doing that.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that song just quickly before you go on. Did he like it?
Who, Jared? I don't think he did at first, and I think when it first got sung, I think he was a bit pissed off.
Yeah.
Because he's quite a reserved and quiet lad, Jed. But I think when he realised what it meant and what they were, and it was sort of and I think the basic fact that fucking Big Danny fucking loved it. I've never ever known a dad to love the fella who's fucking shagging his daughter. You know what I mean? As much as Danny does. So yeah, it was incredible. So I think he was sort of accepted, and because I remember him walking around and you just singing it to him at the end of the season, and he was looking at me, and I looked at him and went, "You don't like that, mate, do you?" And his missus wouldn't come round. He's like, "That's not fucking nice, is it?"
No, listen, like that. We've been arguing about it.
But no, I mean, obviously the final, it was a tight game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1-0 up, Ben Rama.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be. We knew, Fiorentina were a good side, they were a good outfit. We definitely thought that we were going to win the game. We prepared for that. We were prepared for everything. Extra time. We knew we got to extra time, penalties. All the lads were ready. We knew how it was going to go, all to the little details of lads and things. We'd gone through everything, But yeah, there's nothing fucking better, is there, than a last minute win, is there? Yeah?
Honestly,
We've done it again. Yeah. I remember him going through, right? And the problem is, I'm the one who, whenever Moyes, right? So you ever see him after we score a goal, he'd always do that.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've got the screen in front of me. And in Europe, it's totally different in the Premier League, because you get it like that, and I can go, yeah, he's not offside, he's sweet, boss. But I've fucking jumped up because we scored, haven't we? Like, so I'm like, yeah, and I'm on the pitch, and he's gone, is it all right? He's obviously gone running. And he's come back, is it all right? I was going, fucking right, I wasn't seeing it, no problem, yeah, it's all right, we're all right. And I'm thinking, oh shit, this is going to VAR. I'm thinking, oh bollocks. So, like, for them little 20, I think, well, it felt like fucking 20 minutes, then 20 seconds, I knew in my own eyes, because I'd seen it, and we were right online as Lucas played the ball out through him. I knew that he was onside. But when you get that little bit of that, when you're thinking, oh fuck, please not be offside here, because he's coming for me, and he is a bit of a moody bastard. But he's Scottish, isn't he? So you know what I mean. So he is Scottish as well. So I knew he'd come at me, and it would be my fault that he was offside. So yeah, thank God when it come up and it was a goal, it was like another celebration.
I'll be honest. I was up above. I thought he was offside, and I held my breath for about 2 minutes straight.
Yeah. I remember saying to you, didn't I? went, no, he's onside. I went, look at them all celebrating. They're in line with it. But what a moment. It's a moment none of us will ever forget. To win that first major trophy, it was something that the club needed, especially the fans.
Yeah,
we've been crying out for success.
Of course, and it's funny, because Ginge, obviously he made his way down, so seeing all like my old mates who had played and at West Ham, and seeing all them and how emotional they were, and them coming up and hugging me and thanking me, and like fans who got onto the pitch, and then it was great because my boy come out with Doug, who's the groundsman. So my wife and my daughter didn't come out, so my sort of family sort of tickets went out to Doug, who's worked at the club for over 30 years, his wife who works for the club, his son who works for the club now, who was at school, who's a good friend of my boys, and his daughter who works at the club. So they didn't get tickets. They found it difficult. So I give them my tickets because I said, because they're the people who matter. They're the people who make the club run day in and day out. And my boy went with them. So they got all the treatment of a family, which I'm so happy that I was able to do for someone of them and give them their experience. But it was nice because at the end of the game, I was able to take my boy and put him on the pitch with me and him, and we've got some unbelievable memories now, which he just loves. He's got his, I think his fault. He's a West Ham fan, my boy. He's got it all. It's all fucked up for him because he's got Scouse parents. He was born in Newcastle and he supports West Ham. So
he didn't fancy Bolton then,
well, he weren't around when it was Bolton, so it was like but he loves West Ham. Obviously, he was devastated in the summer, but listen, it's football. But we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, I'm on the pitch with him, getting the photos taken, all that, and you can see in his eyes how emotional he was, and he hasn't obviously had half of the time what you've had. So for him to see it, I went, mate, don't get used to this.
Had the same conversation.
I said, don't get used to this. This is we're in 3 years now in Europe. If we get another 3, this is going to be unbelievable. But he was like, no, Dad, he's like the optimist. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be good. We'll go and win the Europa next year. That's what he was thinking. So, yeah, but it was lovely to have that moment. See, as I said, ex-players on the pitch, but then to have the moment with the staff, and then obviously the night then just went into one. It was like back into the changing room, then to enjoy it with all the players again. Fucking Bowen's on fire. I was going singing everywhere. Then I think we turned up at the hotel where they're actually on the Free From Desire on the street.
We've seen the videos.
Yeah. So coming out, and then we had like a nice time at the hotel. But it was lovely to see all the staff, who were there. I think the only thing what we were probably missing is that we didn't have you guys. If you know what I mean, we had it in the stadium.
But
what I mean is that
I don't know where I was.
Was it Goldfingers, wasn't it?
Fish fingers. I think a few of ours probably ended up in there. But yeah, I remember. But it was brilliant. As we're going up to the hotel, all the lads are like, because obviously the hotel had finished, so fucking Ben, being Ben, who's our ops manager, he goes and sorts out the hotel. I said to him, you do realise that if we win it, we're going to have to have a fucking like bar for the lads and everybody else and the staff and everybody to have a drink. No, man, they'll be all right. We'll be fucked by then, so we'll all be in bed. He's a Geordie, by the way. I don't know what would that come out. And I've gone, no, Ben, truthfully, fucking sort it out for the lads so that the lads can have a drink with the families and everything else so that they're not going out and fucking off into town and everything else. So what happens? He doesn't fucking sort it out, does he? What happens? The lads end up in town. Who gets off the bus with them? Fucking David Moyes.
Yeah, we saw him. Yeah, we all saw him.
Yeah, and it was brilliant, but that was a nice moment, and he wanted to go and enjoy it as well because that's his first major trophy. So it was a lovely moment for him. But as staff, it was nice because we were like, we're free of David for fucking 2 hours. Let's enjoy this. So it was nice in our way as well because then we got to go back to the hotel. We had a few drinks, and then I was up, and I remember, I was up most of the night with Declan Rice and Mark Nolan, was the current captain, the one who took over from me and Mark and then myself. So the last 3 captains were all there together, enjoying what's just been one of the most remarkable journey, or the most remarkable journey we've been on for a long time. So it was a lovely moment, and I always remember just sitting there. I'm not wanting to go to bed and just like sort of just wanted to keep taking everything in and the moment never to leave.
It was,
brilliant.
Memories for life, mate. Memories for life.
Brilliant.
Do you have Q&A now? You want to go Q&A?
Let's go Q&A.
Can I just say actually? So we come back and then obviously we seen all you guys, and that's when it comes real how fucking massive West Ham are, isn't it? Because we get onto the bus parade. And it was ridiculous.
We didn't get back. I was in the club till Friday, exactly.
So yeah, just seeing that and enjoying that moment was brilliant as well. And my brother had he was getting married in the summer, so we put his stag do back to that weekend after it. So on the Friday, I was going to Portugal. Obviously, they called the parade of the bus on the Thursday, so I'm on the bus. I had a couple of beers, then I thought, right, okay, I've got to stop now because I'm driving back to Nottingham. Then I had to get back to Liverpool to get out to Portugal. I'm on the A14. What happens? Fucking pop. Tyre, gone. I sat on the hard shoulder for 8 hours. Didn't get out of there. 11 o'clock in the night, I got picked up by the AA at 7 o'clock in the morning. I should have stayed at the celebrations, mate, and just told my brother to fuck off on a stag do. Yeah, but fortunate enough, they did come and pick me up in the end. He then said, I'm just going to drop you to Peterborough. I nearly started crying. I went, mate, you can't. I said, I've been here 8 hours. He actually rang the office, and he said to the office lady, I've got Kevin Olney here, blah, 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 all the AA like deals, the details, everything else. She went, is he still there? I spoke to him last night. It was incredible. Yeah. And she just went, take him home. And thank God, and I just slept all the way. And it was the time when I've walked in, and the first time my missus has gone, go and get yourself up to bed, love. I'll bring you a cup of tea. And I managed to get on the stag do, and then I had a good time. And Bowen was on fire, and there was West Ham fans all on my brother's stag do as well. So